Hi everybody, Angie here, coming on to do a craft with me session. I have been looking at some pieces and getting things sorted, and I wanted to use a few pieces that were gifted to me by a dear subscriber of mine. Thank you, Annalisa. I'm getting a chance to use a few more of your pieces here. So I was looking at a few pieces and they kind of got my engine going here. So I have these just little pieces of notepad paper here, got a few of those, and I don't know what I'm going to use. I don't even know what I'm going to make, but I thought they kind of went together, so I thought we'd just have a craft with me session. This really struck me. I love this piece here. It looks like it's a file folder piece, and it's very vintage, very old, aged. I love the color, and it's got a little tab here. It has been pre-folded when it was gifted to me like this. So, I mean, it could be used this way, you know, this way. It could be torn into pieces, used separately. But I thought we'd use it like this. I kind of wish the tab was on this side, but we can get around with that. I was kind of looking and I was like, we could fold it this way and make like a skinny something. But I think that would take away from the strength of the piece. It's kind of like a file folder, but it's old, so it's not quite as sturdy as a regular file folder. Then I just got this plain piece of graph paper with blue lines, so I thought those went together. Okay, and then along further search, I came across this piece of matte paper, and it's just scrapbook paper. Just a loose piece that I had in my arsenal, and it had some blue in it, so I kind of just went with that theme, and I thought maybe we'd try to come up with something travel related, maybe like a folio, a little notebook, a little roughly my thoughts are thinking like a what do you call the it's not Frankenstein, but a Franken page. I think that's the word, Franken page, where you mix, kind of like a collage, where you're just kind of mixing different pieces and coming up with, you know, your own style and your own version of something. So we'll kind of keep it along the tone of travel themed. So along that, I went through and pulled out everything that I had travel related, and I came up with all these lovely bits. Some of them are printed and cut out on copy paper weight, like something like this. Some of them are printed and cut out on cardstock, so they're a little bit heavier weight. Okay, but they're all just gorgeous, and they all have to do with just worldwide travel themed ephemera bits. Okay, it looks like a lot, and it is a lot, to be honest, but it's pretty much everything I have. So I don't have a lot of travel related stuff. I don't know why, but yeah. So I pulled out everything I had, and this is it. And then this kind of video will kind of tie into my reuse, repurpose, upcycle videos that I've been doing recently, because I came across this. And this is just used packaging paper. I have straightened them out, ironed them as straight as I could without burning the pages on my iron, and I just folded it in half to kind of get a base size of, like, I think 6 by 9 or something like that. Let me see. Well, 5 3/4 by 8 1/2, so pretty close. Okay, I almost threw it away, and I was like, you know what, this would make great journal pages. So I just cut it down, and a lot of it was torn away from when I opened my package originally, but this is what I was able to salvage. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages, and hey, awesome, right? So I thought we would, whatever we end up doing, maybe we can do like a little mini something and put some journal pages in there for writing. Okay, so that's my thought. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started, see what we can come up with. How is everybody doing today? I am doing good. I hope everyone's well. I am doing good. And I love when I can just be whimsical and just you know, throw caution to the wind and just see what we can come up with. I do most of that off camera just for video time purposes. But once in a while, we just got to go with what we're thinking and what we're feeling, you know, that particular day. So this is kind of what my vibe is. So I hope you guys will follow along with me and stick it out with me. And if you have maybe some scraps and a piece of folio paper and you've been thinking about, you know, making a little insert or a small folio of some sort, pull your pieces out, craft along with me, okay? So let me pull up my sleeves. It was kind of cool today, so I have had my sweater on and off today. It got up to, I think, 72, but the morning was really chilly and evening chilly and just off and on. We've got a little bit of rain showers off and on today, so I've just kind of had my sweater off and on. So let's see. So originally I love the color on this, like I said, so I thought we would use this as a base, okay? And it is 5.5 by 8.5, not counting the little tab, okay? And then I had this, so I thought maybe we would just use this since this is, I sized this up and it's the exact size. It doesn't quite wrap around all the way. So that's where my thought came in to like doing like a Franken page of some sort and kind of a collage. I guess collage and Franken page is kind of really the same thing to me. I don't know. I've heard the term being used many times, but I don't know. It's kind of all the same to me, I guess. You're just kind of mixing and matching and just coming up with your own thing. And I love it. So, okay. So I thought what we would start with is just put this down as a base. Wrap this around, and like I said, if you can see, it's a little bit short when I wrap it around. So that's when we will have to think about what we're going to do there. And like I said, I would love a tab on this so it's like shows to flip to open, because with that tab you almost think that you're going to flip it this way or there's going to be a pocket or a slot of some sort there. And we could do that. I'm just kind of talking through my process here, guys, sorry. So anyway, let's start with my first thought, and let's just put this down. And it could go on the inside as well. And we can do like a collage or a Franken page on the outside. That could be a thought as well. You know what? I think I want to do that. So this is just a little laid back session, and let's just have some fun, guys. Okay. So let's start there. And I'm not even going to worry about inking right now because I love the color on this. And I know I will be doing some inking on and off, but that's just a challenge that I'm doing with myself to not ink and see how long I could go, I guess, before I grab my ink dauber and my ink pad and start going at it. And I love inking, don't get me wrong, but it's just a personal challenge. So to not when I can, or as often as I can, should I say. Okay, so let's just match this up because it's the exact same size. And then the way we fold it will decide if that's going to be our inside or our outside. And I do like to do just a little bit at a time, just to make sure I get it down well. You know how quickly art glitter glue dries. Okay. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love that color. And it says laundry care products. I thought that was really cute. And we'll just cover that up, put something on that. Easy to do. Okay, we're going to give that just a second to set. That's why I'm rubbing it so much, because it's wet. So, you know, folding wet glue paper too soon leaves bubbles. So I'm just giving that a moment. Okay. Now my first thought was to fold it to where the map is on the outside. But since the fold is already, let me grab my bone folder here. Sorry about that. Help this along. I can still feel that the glue is a little wet, so I'm just taking it slow. Okay, there we go. That took a minute. We got it. Okay, so let me just check my pages, because I know those are going to have to cut if we decide to put some pages in there. So I'm going to take a pencil and we're just going to trim those down real quick, so just so they're ready if we decide to put some pages in there. But I thought it might be fun depending on how this piece ends up. Okay, so let's go 8 3/8. Go there, and 5 1/2. Okay, let me take my sweater off here. Getting a little warm now. Okay, so we've got 5 pages, so that's ready to go if we decide to make this like a little, you know, a little something with some writing on it. Yeah, I thought that might work. Okay, now for the outside. I think I'm liking the map on the outside. What do you think? Yeah, I think I am. Okay, then with this blue, maybe we can incorporate this. On the inside. Maybe reverse those, something like this. Okay, so let's see what we can come up with here. I like that torn edge. Let me start pulling out my bits here, and let's sort through these, see what we've got. There's a few pieces with some blue in it. There's that. And I think on some of these, I actually printed them twice when I initially printed them, because I have more than one. So I obviously liked it and printed 2 of everything for thinking that I would use, when I used them, I would need more than one. Okay, so I went ahead and tore this in half. I like that delta. I don't necessarily like the whole thing, but I like the delta on there. So this is why sometimes I don't do a lot of these videos, because I'm really indecisive. So I hope you guys will be patient with me in my decision making. Well, that was a pretty straight fold. I'm just thinking maybe something like this and let it stick out a little bit. Just thinking, guys, working through my thoughts here. I kind of like that there. But it's not straight, so let me straighten that up. Just took off a little bit. Maybe have just like a piece extending out right there. Kind of like the tab, just a straight shape though. And the fold, the way it was folded in threes, that will strengthen that. I think I'm gonna I think I like this side. I'm just wondering if maybe I should cut that off. Well, it can stay on for now, but I'm thinking I want something extended out this way, so I'm just trying to get it straight. Okay. I don't know how straight it is, but we're gonna go with it. Okay, I'm not going to glue this side down yet until we decide what we're going to put there. I kind of like that for starters. And I'm learning that sometimes when you're doing collaging and franken pages and just different textures, different papers, different pieces, don't always do one side first. Do a piece here, a couple pieces on this side, then flip it over, flip it around, do a couple pieces on this side, flip it back over, look at it again, do a couple pieces, and do that. And I find that I'm liking my layouts better when I do this type of project. If I'm making sense to you guys at all. You know, I could. Do something like that and then piece the others. Let's see what else I've got. And all my pieces are quite large and seems like they're rectangular. Most of them are like rectangular shape, which is kind of unusual for this type of project, but I'm going to work with what I have and just try to come up with something nice. I think I want this rough edge kind of extended out a little bit. Kind of like that right there. So I'm going to go with that, like that where it's at. Just a little bit hanging over intentionally. And I guess it looks like this is going to end up being like a, you know, a little folio with a signature of some sort in there. But yeah, I just thought it would be fun to, you know, hang out with you guys and use up some of these bits. Yeah, see, something like that. Just an intentional, just a glue under there. Okay. All right, so we've got one more of those. And this is going to be relatively a small project, so I don't think we're going to really need all that much. So with what I've pulled out, I would think it would be enough, but you never know. Where our ideas will lead us. Okay, so for right now, we've got a piece of this grid paper on this side, so I want to incorporate some on this side, and this is the only piece I have. So I'm thinking a small piece over the tab first, and then we'll collage and bring in a little bit over here as well. We'll see what we come up with. Because we want it, whatever I end up making this, I want it to be somewhat balanced. Okay. If If nothing else, it could be a little something that you just slide into your journal as an additional piece. You know, maybe not something necessarily that would get sewn in or as a, you know, a tuck, but just kind of slide it in between your signatures, just an additional piece. Okay, I like that. I'm getting a little buckle. That bothers me. Okay. So now over here, I'm thinking I do want to ink. I don't like all this white. I don't like that squared edge either. I'm gonna kind of angle it a little something. Maybe something like that. Okay. And I can see on this paper here that we're working with right now, this grid paper, one side is a little bit darker blue than the other side. This side here is a deeper blue. And when you see me flip it over, you can see that the other side's a little bit lighter, which is good also. It gives your eye a little something else to look at as well. Okay, and I'm just gonna rough tear that. Just like that. And that's all we're gonna be doing. We're just gonna be just putting a piece together, somewhat try to cohesively balance it, and see what we end up with. Okay. I had some smaller pieces. Let's look through the smaller pieces here. Now this, honestly, I don't know how this is particularly supposed to be used. As I'm looking at the numbers, I cut it out as one piece, but I see the numbers are the same. So it is my guess they're separate. So I actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or at least 4 pieces. They're meant to be cut and used separately, if you choose. I don't know. I guess because the number is the same, I would think that. So we're going to go ahead and cut this one down. And then that just gives us more pieces to work with, right? Okay, now I don't see a number on this one, so maybe those are the piece that you tear away. So we'll leave that one as whole, intact. And get a little sip of something to drink. Getting a little thirsty there. Okay, now let's continue on. Just looking at some of the smaller pieces that I have here. I love this. These images of this money. I love those. Royal Queen's Line, Amsterdam. And I got this kit off of Etsy. Honestly, I don't remember, but if I can find it and remember, I will put it down in this description box below. The name of the kit and the Etsy shop that I got it from. but at this current moment I do not recall. Okay, let's see. So we got a lot of blue, okay, which is the base, which is fine, but I'm thinking now we got to start toning that down. So I want to start adding some pieces. And giving the eye a little something different to look at. And I like that word excursion. Okay, let's keep at this, guys. You know what this could be? We could make this like a passport folio type piece, you know, where your passport would get stamped when you're traveling. This would be something along the line of that, like a passport folio. That sounds like something we can work with, right? And I'm just thinking maybe just kind of start putting some pieces down, just kind of randomly, really, just to make it look well traveled. Because we've got bits and pieces from all over the world, and I like that. So yeah, I think this is going to be called my passport folio. What do you think about that for a front? I like that. Just a little bit of everything. So let's start putting that down. Okay. And as we build, of course, we all know this will strengthen our cover, okay? The more that we build and apply layers. I think I had this something like that. Go back. Okay. So, tell me, guys, where have you been? I mean, this is a travel journal. Me, I have not been a lot of places. I'll tell you. I have been. Let's see. I've been to a lot of places within the U.S. I guess. I mean, I've traveled. I've been to Florida. Been to Texas. Been to California. Been to North Carolina. Been to Virginia. New York. Let's see where else. California. Did I say California? Different parts of Texas. Florida and California mostly when my son was younger. You know, we'd go there to Disneyland and Disney World. Doing those sorts of things when my son was younger. the Wet and Wilds. We always go to different states and cities and go to the Wet and Wilds. So that was most of my, in Texas also. We have a lot of Wet and Wilds there. I don't like that right there for some reason. I put it down, but I'm not fond of it. So I'm going to trim this down and see if that will come close to fitting inside. Now, as more of an adult, once my son grew up and just leisure traveling, I have been on one cruise. That was something that I always wanted to do, and I went on a cruise in 2017, which was fantastic. I want to go on another one. I was in awe. I was blown away. Been to the Virgin Islands. I think we went there in 2018. 2019, we went to Costa Rica. And that's pretty much been it. Haven't been too many places. That's been about it, I think. Let me see. Am I forgetting anywhere? You know, everybody's been to Vegas. We've all done that scene before. Okay, that's not too bad. It's a little busy, but I definitely think it goes with the theme of a passport folio. I think we definitely got the vibe going. I feel like we need like some numbers or something up here, and I don't know that I have. What if we just cut this out? We've got 3 of them. I think that will be okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I've been anywhere else. That's about it. My bucket list travels are Australia, go on a safari, vacation. I love animals. I've said that on my channel many times before. So that is like a dream vacation. But I don't know it's something that will ever happen. Jamaica. I'd love to go to Jamaica. Oh, we've been to Hawaii. We did get a deal on a package on Hawaii. We were able to go to Hawaii. So that was another place that I had always wanted to go to. So I was able to experience that. I would love to go back, though, if I could. Okay. So I think we got the front somewhat started. So let's come back to the inside now and see what we could come up with. So yeah, tell me where you guys have been and where to go, you know. I'm not real worldly, so I'd like to go to New Orleans. I hear that's a whole vibe and experience. I'm just going to measure the length of this word telegram. I just had a thought. It's a little over 2.5, and see what the distance of this. Maybe I can cut that out and put that in there. That's a 2-inch tab. I don't know if I want to just cut this up just for the word telegram, but might be something I could come back to. I feel like words or numbers need to be in there for some reason. All right, we'll come back to that. Let me see what, I don't have really any collage papers to work with. We could put this down, but I don't like the same. So I'm just going to cut this down. And we're going to see how that's going to look. Still a little bit of the same. Yeah, maybe it needs to go over here on this side. Somewhere far away from this piece. What do you think? Maybe right in the middle to reinforce the fold line. I think that's a good idea. And then we will collage and go forward from there, and probably some of that will get covered up anyway. So let's try that. Okay. And I'm just trying to see what I have that was printed on copyweight paper rather than the cardstock. Let's put that down there. Because the more I just start fiddling with these papers, we're just going to have to commit and start putting pieces down, or nothing's going to get done. I would like at least the base of this to get done on this video, and then we can finish up on the next video, because I don't think we'll be able to get this done with my indecisiveness in one video. Okay. All right. I love that. Isn't that gorgeous? That is a beautiful image. Leave that there. I really don't even want to cover it up, to be honest with you. Let's see what else I have. All these are done in cardstock. That's paper. I've got these pieces. Oh, I like that with the offsiding the blue. Let's put that down. But I think I want to not have so many straight edges. So let's tear this. All right, I'm gonna get my mojo going here and kind of get a sense of what I want to do here in a minute. Sometimes it just takes a minute to get going. Yeah, I like that. Then we can put something there, because I don't like that blank, but that's good for a base. just pull out some of the ones that are printed on paper. See what we're working with here. And most of them are a little bit thicker, unfortunately. This one. Okay, it looks like that's all we've got. All the rest are cardstock. So let's see what we can do. I'm okay with that, but I do want to just rough these edges up a little bit. I mean, it's a travel journal. It's been around, right? So you gotta give it a little. Give it a little look. Tear a couple pieces out of here. Okay, let's put that down. Yeah. Just a collage, kind of a Franken page. Okay, we can put that there. Get a couple of folds in here again and ink those up. Okay, maybe something like that. All right, we're getting somewhere, guys, promise. We'll put that there, and there's those other pieces. Maybe a piece of this. Okay. Well, it took us the whole video to just get the passport folio covered, but I think we accomplished a good task, and we've got a good base for a really pretty project. And like I said, this is just a laid back, stress-free, fun project. And if you don't have travel theme pieces, I mean, just collage it. Just use what you got. I'm just hoping it will inspire you to create something off the fly, whimsical, fun. Just get creative, you know. I missed a piece of glue there. There we go. Okay. So there's our base. Not too bad. And I don't. And it's getting really thick. It's sturdy now. It's real sturdy. I like it. I like that little bit of texture there. I'm wondering if I should, I think I will probably stitch around this before the next video, guys, and then we'll finish up the inside. We'll put in our signature, maybe put some pockets, something like that to hold our, maybe our receipts. I'll think about that. We still need to cover the inside of the tab there, figure out a closure, what we're gonna do, you know, so we'll finish it up on the next video. I like it. Very simple, very easy, very carefree. Okay, so that's the start, guys, of my travel portfolio. My travel folio, I guess I should say. And we still have, look at this, I've got a mess. We still have tons of ephemera bits to decorate with. We could tuck in all kinds of pieces and finish it up on the next video, okay? So thank you so very much for spending some time with me today, guys. I truly appreciate it. If you found something of value on this video today, I would love it if you give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And until next time, we'll see a part 2 of this, and we will finish this baby up on the next video, okay? Thank you so much. Take care, and God bless. Bye-bye.